I'm going to bring up a special guest for the After CE show, one of my favorite people. He's welcome to start his video now. He makes me look like I have no energy. He makes me look like I do not spend a lot of time online. Dr. Bob Pick is so fantastic. He is truly one of my favorite people, not one of my favorite dentists. We're so proud to have him as a key resource and sponsor of Dental Nachos. And what I want him to share first, Bob, is you are well known online. Your positivity is amazing, amazing periodontist, but just orient our audience. Maybe someone's watching this 5 years from now. Maybe someone just joined Dental Nachos yesterday. We get over 500 new members a month. So just orient our audience. What do you do as a dentist? And then what do you do as Dr. Bob Pick, Purple Cow Wow?
I don't have any energy. I'm very just straight, plain, and nothing going on. Yeah. I have teased many times that I've teased Paul about this for years, that if there's ever a power failure in Manhattan, New York City, Paul and I could simply plug our fingers in and relight up the city. But energy is like totally super coolio awesome. And you never know where time takes you. Alan Stern calls me, instead of an SAD, a seasoned age dentist. I'm a geezer age dentist. How Paul thinks up this stuff is beyond me. Thanks. I'm jealous. But as a dentist in human, I've been in practice now for, yes, and I've been in practice now after my training for, 38 years. That was for guys with gray hair and reading glasses. But as time goes on, you never know where you end up or time takes you. You always got to do what the minority do, which is reinventing yourself. Things happen. And as Bob Pick, I became the Purple Cow Wow guy. I hope I'm not going to embarrass Paul, but I first met him in person maybe 4 years ago. I was lecturing for something in Philly for him at a Nacho thing. It became Nacho We Purple. I said to him, with time, I think you're not going to have time to practice. You're going to have a lot more people working for Nachos, and I was not wrong.
You've been right with that. I am still on Mondays. Also, this is a mug from Dr. Maggie Augustine. Be kind, be bold, be you. Do not jump off the Zoom net yet, because what Dr. Bob is going to share is what you need to know to succeed in the real world of dentistry business. I know you just finished the endo thing, which is great, but stick around for a few minutes, because I wish I knew someone like Bob when I was 25, when I was 30, because he shares authentically. He doesn't want you to make the same mistakes that he did. And he talks about business and branding. And these B words are not bad words. These are the words we need to know, because we cannot help any patients unless they come in our office. We cannot help any patients unless we figure out a way to help them pay, right? So dental school does not discuss this. Now, Bob, just as people are kind of filtering in and watching on Facebook Live and people sharing Zoom, we're going to jump around a little bit. You're a key resource and sponsor. What do you have on your Nacho plate to help dentists? I know it's a mastermind. Tell us a little bit about this mastermind that's coming up.
Yeah, the mastermind is Nacho We Purple Crunchy. And it doesn't get any better than that, with a lot of topping. And could go on forever, which I won't. But I had great mentors early on, and mentors are huge. And remember, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. But if somebody can help you spin that wheel faster, you're kicking some butt. And Paul also said it right. You got to just be kind, just be nice, JBN, baby. And I don't get the baloney that goes out here sometimes. Paul and I have a hater that's the same person. That's their problem. But the higher you go up the ladder, the more haters you get. So long story short, I've always liked helping others. It's one of my missions in life. I think from my goofy childhood, it became something early on. And so I started, almost a year ago, the Purple Cow Wow, PCW Mastermind. And I could go on forever, but what it is, in today's world, people, we are living through the most unprecedented time in our human history as we know it, in my humble opinion. And if you don't have unprecedented practice action for unprecedented times, as we would say in Chicago, you just ain't gonna make it.
And Bob, I want to jump in. You're running this mastermind now. You've run it, and masterminds are group coaching sessions where you can not only learn from the expert helping you, but learn from each other. What is the pain people are coming with? First, is there a way people can find out about this now? Is there a website they can go to if they're just, while they're watching, wanting to bring it up on their screen?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I can never move fast enough. On my Pick Group website, we've taken it off for redeveloping the PIC group site. So if you are interested in the mastermind, I didn't write as neat as Paul. Simply text to 773-230-5211 mastermind. And when it comes to this number, I know it's from Nachos, and everybody that texts from Nachos will get a $500 discount.
Hold that up one more time, Bob, because I want them to see. Hold that up one more time. Hold your thing up. And you take a screenshot of this because you get turn it around, $500 discount through Nachos. We're going to talk about this mastermind and why you should seriously consider it, especially at different ages and stages. Morgan, take a screenshot of that too and say if they mention Nachos, they save $500. Okay, perfect, Bob. Let's go back to the value share. So what is the pain of the dentist coming into this mastermind? Are they practice owners? Are they not sure if they run the business right? Tell us a little bit about the pain that they're having, the problems, the challenges.
That's a great question. And as an example, in my session 1, to my surprise, it's a huge thing. At the top, there's one person 65 years old, so he's 2 years younger than me. When he first came, by the way, really quick, if you decide you want to be in the mastermind, you're interested, one of my EAs sets up a virtual coffee. That's fun in its own right. But he said to me, I'm 65. I'm going to be selling my practice in 2 years. Why should I join? I said, because you're going to sell it for a lot more money. Yikes. Our youngest person is 2 years out of dental school. She's in a DSO. Her owner has been going, where have you come up with this stuff? She's sending the post-procedure video check. And let me tell you, people, it meets for 3 hours on a Friday afternoon for 1 year, and there's CE. As an example.
Let's just break that down. I know our dentists love details. It's Friday afternoons for 3 hours. You get C in it. So what I would like to share as a dentist who owns multiple practices is that consistency is key. ABC, always be consistent. So there's great programs out there that are one-off and you learn, but it's hard to implement them. When you have accountability, always be consistent, always be creative, always be caring, you can move forward. But what I think is awesome, Bob, and I didn't know this before even you said it, was you have someone 2 years out of dental school and someone 32 years out of dental school. So it sounds like dentists at every age or stage will gain benefit from this. What are they learning inside of this mastermind?
Yeah, endless. And as an example, I've already had 2 people in group 1 say to me after session 12, they want to sign on again. They're going to learn as an example. What does it showtime mean? Motivational mindset, something so important. You know, when I go online to coach people, everybody goes, we went to the best school. Everybody all graduated top of our class. We do Invisalign, we do CIRAC, we do intraoral hemorrhoidectomies. Well, what do you do different that separates you from everybody else? Social media. If you are not doing social media right, people, you are missing out on the boat. Let me repeat that, missing out. And most people that think they're doing it right are not doing it right. Video. Paul knows this one. I'm very honored when he sent me a video on the video. Video engages 1,200 times greater than text.
I want you to time it because when you came to Philadelphia in 2018 or 19 and you sent me a video, I said, why is this guy sending me a video? I don't feel like watching a video. Can't he just text me? And then you have transformed my life with video and branding because I send more video. I realize how important it is. And one of the things I want to bring up, I have this next to my computer, Bob, because it's one of my favorite things, is the playbill from Hamilton. And Hamilton is a Broadway show. So what you're sharing, and I think you do so well when you've got to join Dr. Bob Pick's Purple Cow Wow Facebook group. Even if you're not ready to do a mastermind, join this Facebook group. Morgan, try to drop that into the Zoom chat and the Facebook chat because they put on a show. So you might know how to do Invisalign. You might know how to place implants, but if you and your team are not putting on this show together, making it fun, where do you find the weaknesses in dentistry? Do we never talk about this in school? How did you go from not knowing this to showtime and teaching your mastermind people?
We're going to be at 4 a.m. But to answer that question in 30 seconds, which is tough for me, mentors. And really quick, people, I always use a great quote from some dude by the name of Al Einstein. And that's simply, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. And as Paul knows, in August of 1998, I was given less than 6 months to live. It scared the bagoongers out of me. I realized what was wrong. I reset my clock. I bought out my practice partner, great guy, wasn't meant to be. I hired the right coaches at that time. And I immersed myself in business from Harvard to University of Florida to Northwestern. And I became a business mastermind. You always have to have ethics first, but you are the CEO of your dental business. And one of the things we talk about in the mastermind, it's been a 3-session thing right now, is the PBR, Pick Business Team Building Retreat. If you've got to use retreats to become a Fortune 500 company, and who does not want to be Fortune 500?
I was just talking, Bob, with my friends, and even Roger Levin, I give him credit for this one from years past. Dentists are running $1 million operations with no business training. And one of the things, Morgan, grab a picture of Bob and I in a screenshot here and also jot this down. What my mantra is, I'm proud to share how I can help patients. And then I'm also proud to sell it to them. I'm proud to share it and I'm proud to sell it. We all have been in scenarios where someone has sold us something that's transformed our life. It could be an exercise program. It could be counseling for you and your spouse. It could be how to save money. And what drives me Nacho nuts, Bob, is dental school doesn't talk about money at all and how it works in a practice. I'm part of a business group now where they call cash flow water, and your business is a river. And if it dries up with the water, you have no business. And I think it is so irresponsible that dental schools don't share how money works. But you know what they do, Bob? They charge $500,000. They're good at the charging part, right? It's like the Seinfeld reservation. They charge these students $500,000. And then when they get into school, they say, oh, figure it out later. And Bob, trying to figure out the business part later, the money part later, can lead to aggravation, isolation, depression, all these things, because we cannot help people unless we, as private businesses, until we figure out how to ethically sell. And my thing is, if it doesn't help, it doesn't matter, Bob, and be proud to sell help. I tell that to my team. When we talk to a patient, they say implants are too expensive. We say, a lot of people feel that way. I want to share a story of someone just like you who felt just like you, and they're really glad they figured out how to move forward. So tell us a little bit about the bad word, money, in the dental field. Even though dental schools charge $700,000, money's a bad word to them. Tell us about that.
You saw me reach into my pocket, and each session that you have in the mastermind allows you to take action. That action that you're going to learn yields differentiation. That differentiation, and ethics and excellence always first, yields success. Success yields freedom. And there is nothing wrong with freedom. I'm going to tell a quick story that I think is important. I was lecturing up in Wisconsin, and there was a guy that I could tell the audience didn't like. He apparently challenges all kinds of speakers. He says, all you do is talk about money, and dentists charge too much for what they do. And I told the guy, wait, don't kick him out. I said, I know money doesn't buy health. I was given less than 6 months to live. But let me tell you, money can buy you better physicians, and money buys a great word that David Phelps talks about, freedom. Freedom.
I love that. But I mean, what that freedom is the freedom to do what you want. So I want to share. People say, look at Bob and Paul talking about money. You know what we do at our practice? Yeah, we do multiple cases for free each year for donated dental, and Dr. Brady Smith's Halo Company, Morgan tried to put that. The only way I can have patients come in and get totally free dental care is if my business survives, if my business stays in business. So money, as Dr. Mark Costa said, who's another amazing friend, is the oxygen of your business. You cannot pay your rent, pay your team, pay you without figuring out how this works. There are dentists who make $250,000 a year who are way happier than dentists that make $1 million a year. It's not about total earnings. It's not about total profit. It's about finding the right fit for you. And Bob, do you find when people come to this mastermind and sign up, they're just totally confused about how business works? I mean, I just think confusion would be the answer, would be the best word to describe how dental school makes dentists feel about money.
There's no word. I'm speechless. And, you've got to charge, you've got to do. But I agree with Paul. you want, when we're done, look up the Henry Pratt shooting. It was a shooting near my office about 3 years ago. I realized one of our patients was involved in that shooting. He was almost killed. He still has a bullet lodged in his spine. They're worried if they take it out, he's going to be paralyzed. He's back in the squad car. When I realized it was one of our patients, I immediately called him on his cell phone. He goes, hang on, I got to pull over him in the squad car. I said, I can't believe this was you. And he had put off an implant because he couldn't afford it. I said, for the rest of your life, for serving our community, everything that you need from me is free. And all of your cleanings from now until whichever one of us goes first are free.
I love that story. So
his general dentist did the same thing.
Let's focus on this F word, right? Freedom allows you to make choices. Freedom allows you to help people who don't have money. One of my awesome friends here chimed on, who's a great, and he's in an oral surgery, doing a oral surgery program. Dental school doesn't teach you about money, neither does medical school or nursing school. So much room for improvement. Thanks for being on a mission to do this. The reason is we have to reverse engineer happiness for dentists, because if dentists aren't happy in their jobs, it all breaks down. What is the morale of the person prepping your crown? How does it feel? And it doesn't mean they have to make 7 figures, but what it does mean is there's so much pressure on a practice owner to be able to bring in money for their team, for their patients, their rent, and no one is giving them the treatment plan. In the 1980s, Bob, the nutrition was a scam. They told us to eat processed food, they say eat this stuff. Now we know 40 years later, eating whole foods is better. Now we know 40 years later, the nutritional pyramid was a total scam. But what happened back then was there are many people who became obese because they followed it. So there are many dentists who here just treat the patient right, but they're taking spoiled guac PPO, and spoiled guac PPO is reducing that. So I want to just spend about another 5 minutes, Bob. Share with us your thoughts. There's so much energy, controversy, challenge about dental insurance. Pull back for a minute. You've been a dentist for a while. I know you do not participate with dental insurance, but just give us our thoughts on where dental insurance has come from and what someone watching this right now should think about with dental insurance. Don't go drop all your plans tomorrow. That's no good. Don't sign up for 15 plans tomorrow. Don't just go fee for service because you don't like insurance. But Bob, give us a few minutes of what you think of the dental insurance climate and a little bit of your own history with it.
Both myself and my mini-me do not like dental insurance.
Why? Yeah. If there's a dental student watching saying, man, doesn't it help patients? Tell us your why you don't like. I feel the same way, but I'm saying, tell us your why.
And, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but, because Paul knows there was that post that I think it was University of Illinois had a new waiting room that was funded by Delta Dental. My jaw dislocated. And
so just to pause, Bob, for controversy, they don't let people like me and you come and teach business or offer business, but they will turn around and take a donation from a company. There's nothing wrong with sponsorships, but we just need to be aware that the dental insurance's influence is getting stronger, right? We'll pull back. I'm not pointing any specific, is getting stronger.
Hands down. And
go ahead.
One of the greatest things about social media is allowing dentists to get together. And what you're doing is something that has never been done before. Really quick story that's important. 1985-ish. Were you in diapers, Paul?
I was 7.
Close. 1985, I was on one of those old brick phones talking to a dentist I work with on the way to work. And he goes, "You're going to join that new dental insurance?" And I'm like, "No, why?" He goes, "Well, the guy down the street joined, so I think I got to join." And I said to him, "What the F is wrong with you, dude?" And unfortunately, it didn't stop. Dentistry humans, first off, if you're going to get rid of insurance, you can't do it immediately. It's got to be a process. But if all of us dentistry people that are purpley Nacho went on strike for a week.
I want to add in, when we say this on the group, everyone goes, "We can't do that because that's collusion, that's illegal." But up until recently, and I have to check, insurance companies were allowed to share their fees, the McCarran-Ferguson Act. But what I share is, when people say this is going to be included, you can't get dentists to decide together when they're going to show up for a CE course. But what we can do is get them to think better, right? Not collude, just think better about where this is. If that cup of coffee costs $3 to make and you sell it for $2, that would be a bad business move. So I think you're so key. we're going to wrap up in a minute, Bob. Could you show your sign one more time? Because I want to go back to the mastermind for a second. So if you have that number, you can share it again. When is the next mastermind starting?
773-230-5211. And this comes to a special phone. So I know it's from Nacho's. And you get a $500 purple discount.
I just did. You get a discount since Bob is an awesome sponsor. There's people that have been doing this. This is what you want to invest in early in your career or middle of your career. You have a 65-year-old and a 30-year-old in there. So Bob, so proud of you as a sponsor. But before I let you go, I want to ask you the most important question, because I like to talk about my failed dreams. Who did you used to see when you worked back in the day in Chicago?
All's jealous. Because although I have a radiation injury, I've always been able to do a 360 reverse slam dunk. Of course, that's on a 4-foot basket, but I don't tell them that. And in another life, I want to come back as an NBA star. That's my dream. I've been a Chicago Bulls season ticket holder since 1984. I was in the last row when I started, and going through the Michael Jordan years was one of the most amazing things on planet Earth. But I want to add something which is huge. I talked about the retreats. Use retreats to become a Fortune 500 business. This is something we talk about and do. If you do retreats, you're going to find out your mission, your vision, your culture, your brand, your why. And if you know your why, you know your brand, you know what you're doing. Patients don't leave, period. You'll be surprised who pays cash for your services. Cash. I like the way money smells.
I mean, that to me, Bob, is people. What's interesting about cash is very few people actually bring it anymore. So you need like a stack of Venmo or credit cards. But what you're sharing is when people have a relationship with your brand, your business, your dental office that is not related to outside influence. And what is interesting about this, because I'm about to show that I have a coupon. Dental insurance can be used like a coupon. That is not a problem. But when it influences the care that you did, and when someone says, we're shifting status with a plan right now, and they say, why are you dropping our insurance? They say, we do not want dental insurance to have a seat at the table when making decisions about your teeth. But you are totally encouraged to use it as a coupon. And then you're able to connect with patients who fit in your brand. And that's not going to be everybody. Read the book, Raving Fan. So Bob, love what you're doing. We're going to wrap up.